was the professor's use of the word trick in an email an attempt at climate change deception? What about the scientific data? Do the leaked messages make it tougher to convince people? Patrick Michaels is one of the skeptics. He's a senior fellow in environmental studies at the Cato Institute. And on the other side, a familiar face, Bill Nye, the science guy. Patrick, let me start with you. Just to be clear, you believe that climate change is real and that man contributes to it, but it's not as catastrophic as some fear, and it's probably not something man can really reverse. So if that's correct, what about these emails troubles you?
Well, a lot of what troubled me were the attempts to hide things from Freedom of Information Acts. You got to wonder what's being hidden. Listen to this one, Phil Jones to Mike Mann. It's short, don't worry. Can you delete any emails you may have had with Keith, that's Briffa, re the latest UN report? Keith will do likewise. Can you also email Gene and get him to do the same? We will be getting Casper to do likewise. Oh my God, and the subject line for that email is FOI, Freedom of Information.
And you were actually mentioned
what in the world
in some of these emails. They were actually talking about you. What did they say about you?
Yeah, well, they did not like the fact that I had a bunch of articles published in the refereed literature, and so they decided they would see who the editors were for those journals and try and influence their editorial decisions in the future. One famous one says, we may have lost control over climate research. We don't want to lose, I think it's Geophysical Research Letters, lose control. These guys are saying that they have control over what goes into the scientific literature, and they're going to threaten editors if they publish papers by me or my apparently few friends. That's really dangerous because it biases the refereed literature, and that's the canon of science that we all rely upon to make our consensual decisions.
Bill Nye, what about that? I mean, you've read the hacked emails. Patrick seems to have a point. Trying to manipulate peer-reviewed journals doesn't seem like a particularly ethical thing to do.
Well, having read the emails to the best of my ability, with regard to the expression climate research, that refers to a specific journal that a specific scientist doesn't especially care for. So there you go. The world's still getting warmer. Humans are still to blame.
You say
so the emails, when you get into it carefully, the emails are guys who are generally very, very concerned about the efficacy, about the quality of their research. And their concern is that people like Dr. Michaels are going to scrutinize it so carefully that they will be able to discredit it without really embracing the overall message. So it's a concern. These emails were hacked. People referred to other people as idiots. I am very confident that each of the three of us has been called an idiot from time to time. But the details in the emails are extraordinary, and the work that these people are trying to do, trying to cover so many details, so many millions of data that have to be analyzed over centuries, and trying to coordinate it is very, very difficult business.
Patrick, let me ask.
Sure enough, if you go through them carefully enough, you find phrases that are out of context.
Patrick, what, in your mind, do you have any question that there was a deliberate attempt to manipulate and skew the data to have particular conclusions?
Absolutely. They said that they wanted to boycott certain journals if they published certain articles. Now, that means that the editors will all of a sudden certainly view things that might get them a boycott with a little bit of trepidation, and in fact there were resignations from these journals. And another one, Geophysical Research Letters.
Isn't a boycott good for
they
you,
thought
though?
they had a problem. Not at all. These guys are major contributors to journals. Anyway, another one, Geophysical Research Letters, they said they had a problem with an editor because he was at University of Virginia. Well, just because I was there doesn't mean the editor is biased.
So, Bill,
and, then they said the leak was plugged there.
Bill,
Come on,
for
Bill.
you, Bill, this doesn't raise concerns does it raise concerns for you, Bill, about the vast research on climate change that's been produced over the last few years, not just from this university, but just in general?
No, when you refer to that university, by the way, right now, that university is where those data are stored. They have that responsibility. So, no, it doesn't. I think just as the gentleman you had from East Anglican University made mention, when these things are carefully reviewed, you'll see that there's people are chasing ghosts or phantoms. It's not that serious a business.
It's not chasing ghosts to say, can you all delete all your emails, each and every one of you, in response to a FOIA request?
So here's another problem. You're a public figure. Have you ever been audited?
You're talking to me?
When you're audited,
I'm not
it's
sure yet.
either one of you. It's a very, Dr. Michaels, it's a very difficult business when you're audited. So apparently, my understanding from what I could infer from this email, for example, they have a requirement to report within 20 days. This is in the United Kingdom. That's quite a burden. People are in the middle of their academic research. They might have obligations to teach classes. So to be, to have,
So do we all.
in my interpretation of the word skeptic, to have this burden to report in 20 days, they go, geez, we just don't want to bother.
So bottom
I don't want
line-
to get involved
So
with this.
let's delete the emails.
Unfortunately, we're out of time. So, but Bill Nye, for you, basically, this does not change matters. Patrick, for you, this is a
No,
smoking
in fact,
gun.
it reinforces them for me.
The planet's still warmer than it was, but there are a lot of problems that are not going to go away because of these emails.
Patrick Michaels, Bill Nye, I wish we had more
Well,
time, but I do appreciate both your different perspectives
Still getting
on
warmer,
this.
and we still have to do something. Thank you, Anderson.
All right, thanks, guys.